They are telling him, look, you are controlling an outfit which can actually set this world on fire. So be careful. Yes, you need to make money, but you can't make money at the expense of a peaceful society. That's what we should be doing. Because you know, these gadgets now have become extremely addictive.
Very addictive.
And quite affordable. People that can do without them.
And quite affordable.
They're quite affordable. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. Okay? They're getting cheaper and cheaper as technology advances. And as they're getting cheaper and cheaper, they're becoming more and more addictive, especially to young folks. And unless society says there must be checks on how these gadgets are used and how information is disseminated, we are running into serious trouble.
So control is important.
Control is important. You can't just leave it, you know, in a free fall situation.
Like has been the situation.
Like is the situation at the moment.
Now, while we're on this subject, now Zambia has over the last 2 months been struggling with the issues of chemical spraying on citizens, which has seen the PF and, of course, the UPND blaming each other. Your comment on this matter, do you think government has dealt with this issue, effectively?
Not really. And the reason is this, that we are told that there are people that have been arrested over gassing. The latest statement by the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs was that the mastermind of gassing has been arrested. What I have seen myself in other countries, just standing from, and watching from here, is that when there is a terrorist act, for example, in the United States, somebody has walked into a synagogue or has walked into a school and killed 20, 30, students. The police will tell you the psychology of that person. They'll tell you if it is in a Jewish synagogue, they'll tell you that this guy is anti-Semitic, is against Jews. If it is a terrorist act, they'll tell you he's been radicalized in Syria or in Iraq. If it is somebody who is a right winger, they'll tell you is racist. So they'll give you reasons why, what is it that has driven this person to do what he has done. It is not enough to simply say, we have arrested the person who has killed 20 people. Yes, you have. But tell us why he has done that. Who is he and what has driven him into committing such an atrocity?
Maybe they're still investigating and getting to the bottom of it, and they feel if they said something, they'll jeopardize the investigation.
No, if you just told us that the man we have arrested, is angry because he doesn't have a job. What has that to do with the investigations? Then we understand that is being driven by economic reasons. That's why he's gassing people. Okay? There are people now that are committing crimes in the West because they don't like the face of immigrants. They don't like, the faces of, chaps from Africa, from Syria, from Lebanon. And their reason, they'll come and take over my job. Because these guys will come and take a job that I'm doing at a lower salary than what I'm getting now. So I'll end up being employed. So they are driven by economic reasons. And the extremity of that is that they would commit a crime.
So it's not enough just to tell us that the mastermind has been apprehended.
It's too simplistic. I can also say that.
So maybe there's no truth to that even.
Exactly. So I expect more from the Inspector General of Police or even or the Minister of Home Affairs, whom I think would be fully briefed. And if I were a Minister
So
of
do
Home
you
Affairs,
believe maybe the IG or the Minister of Home Affairs are being economical with the truth?
maybe, to be charitable to them, maybe, but also it could be an issue of incompetence. Don't rule that out. It's that actually you are failing to get to the bottom of this, and you just want to appear to be doing a job. Because over time now, this thing has been going on for how many months? 2-3 months now. Surely we can't just be getting statements about the number of people that have been arrested. That doesn't matter anymore. What matters now is the motive driving those people. That's what matters to me as a citizen.
Now, some people are comparing what has been happening of late to Black Mamba and the zero option. Some citizens feel, no, probably maybe the state is involved in the gassing.
That is also possible. There are many possibilities. Okay, once you know, and that's the gist of this argument. Once you don't tell citizens what is driving these people, then they resort to conjecture. They start guessing, and they have a right to do that because you are not giving them full information. So they'll start thinking, oh no, it's because you want to go the same route of Black Mamba and you want to get rid of your opponents. So you can't blame the citizens. Okay? You can't blame the citizens. So really the appeal to the police and the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs is do more than what you have done now. This is, you know, they're in control of the state apparatus. They've got the intelligence. If it is working effectively, that is. They've got people that are gathering intelligence. They've got police intelligence, if it is working properly. Okay? And if they think that they're handicapped in terms of competency, they can ask other agencies that have experience in investigating such situations to come and help them. But as a citizen, I want to hear something that makes more sense than what I've received to date.
Now, 50 people have died in mob justice, and of course 566 arrested in connection with the same gassing of citizens. Do you think this has somehow exposed the lapses in our security system?
It's very difficult to control mob justice. Okay? What is happening, this is my view, what is happening, Zax, is that we are living in a society which has become divided.
Very polarized, yeah.
Okay? Divided in terms of those who are going hungry every day, those who are dispossessed, even in terms of land, those that are disaffected, those that have lost hope, and those of us that are in town that appear, the elite, that appear to be living above our means. So I have become an enemy even to my own people in the village, because the divide between me and them is economical. They believe I'm not suffering the same pangs of hunger as they do. I was saying to my colleagues, you know, at the office a few days ago, how would you explain a situation of the poor former town clerk of Lusaka, Hakuyu, being murdered in a gruesome manner in his own area?
Imagine that.
In an area where he comes from.
And he can even speak their language.
Yes, he's pleading with these guys in Tonga.
But they go ahead and
but
just
they go
take his
ahead,
life.
you know, and still.
How heartless.
Exactly. Okay? So for them, they were looking at the big car he was driving. He's an elite from town. We are poor people here in Gwembe. And this one, even if he speaks our language, is now our enemy. That is a divide. It's the same divide that is between you and me and the people that are in Kalingalinga and the people that are in Ngombe compound. So unless and until we address the economy, instead of spending time, on politics, we address the issue of the economy, the West is yet to come.
So it's the issue of bread and butter?
It's the issue of bread and butter, Mwana. This is the issue of bread and butter. Okay? They are venting anger. These are societies within a society that are hungry and angry.
Venting it on the wrong people.
Yes. Unfortunately, the victims are always the wrong people. Now you have a situation where the police want you to have a fire extinguisher in your car, but you can't carry it because if they stop you,
others I think you're the one in
they
charge.
will think that you are a gasser. So you're caught up between these two societies. The other day there was on social media there was a clip, after Munali Hills, where the villagers had blocked roads and they put stones. They want to be searching every vehicle that is going to Livingstone and in the direction of Livingstone and in the direction of Lusaka to check, the contents. And there were drivers there, that came out and they were helpless.
But that is lawlessness.
Exactly.
Then where are the people who are
exactly
who are supposed to make sure such things are not happening in the country?
That is lawlessness. So when you have a meltdown in the economy in the manner in which we are today, at the level we are today, then the lawlessness steps in. Everybody becomes a police officer. Everybody wants to charge. So these things that we've been talking about, stop PF cadres from collecting money from poor marketeers or levies and collecting money from bus operators, These are ramifications now at a higher level. That's what you are seeing. So if you don't sit down as a leadership and spend sleepless nights analyzing this situation, you just be waffling. When you come on TV, you won't make sense. In the meantime, society is degenerating into terrible mess. Leaders are not supposed to sleep. They're supposed to spend time thinking. Leaders are not supposed to sound simplistic. A leader is somebody who sees beyond the horizon. If you are just seeing the horizon, which I can also see, why should you be my leader?
And
why should I follow you?
A lot of Zambians felt when the first cases of gassing occurred somewhere on the Copper Belt, they feel that's when they should have unleashed the soldiers. Probably that thing shouldn't have continued.
No.
But as usual, as Zambians, we're always reactive as opposed to being proactive.
Bwana, the army has never been the apparatus for controlling civil strife.
I mean, clearly the police is failing. They've been failing. So how long are we going to depend on a police force?
Yes.
I don't know, a police service that is ineffective?
Yeah, but that's a problem. That's a problem, again, when you don't analyze situations properly. Look at what is happening in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has been under civil strife for almost half a year. Almost half a year. The Chinese have got stationed in Hong Kong a brigade which can overrun those protesters in an hour. They've never used the army. They'll continue to use the police because the police are trained in how to manage groups of people, crowds of people. That's a special training. The army is not trained in that area. So again, it means you do not understand the situation very well, and you do not even understand how to solve the situation. If you look at Chingola, for example, where this thing started from, if you take away KCM from Chingola, which employs 13,000 people, and you take away Chingola Municipal Council, or is it City Council now, everybody is unemployed. Everybody is unemployed. How do you expect that society to become stable or to remain stable? It won't. Immediately, there is instability. If you just take away those two institutions, Chingola Municipal Council and KCA,
the whole city is crippled.
The whole city, the economy of the whole community, the whole city is totally crippled. Is that very difficult to understand? President Lungu in 2015, I think, or 2016, he went, to Chingola and he gave out parcels of land to those that were retrenched by KCM. I told them when I went there, none of you here is a farmer. You've been miners all your life. Have you ever eaten even a maize cob, from Chingola? Zero. And I'm sure what they have done, they have sold those pieces of land to the elite. So, Bwana, if you are going to lead, you must have a team of men and women that are analytical, that understand the world and the social conditions obtaining in your country or in the community. The blame game, that, the gassing is by the opposition or is by this one, is not what is going to solve the situation. Look at what happened, 2 weeks ago. We are told there is somebody who wanted to overthrow President Lungu. Okay? And then that he wanted to import arms into the country. He wanted to commit treason. He had actually committed treason. 2 days ago, we are told the state has entered Enole. And from my legal practice, I'm not a criminal lawyer. I've never seen anybody who has been discharged under Enole and they have been rearrested. Never. So that's a way of the government avoiding to pay damages to that person for keeping him away from his family and for keeping him in prison for 3 weeks for no reason. And yet they alarmed the nation. Oh my God, President Lungu was about to be overthrown. The government was about to be overthrown. So what would have happened? And then we are told, no. The man appeared in court and the DPP has entered the Enole prosquire. Incompetence. That's what it is. Or people playing politics. It's difficult, Bwana, to run a country. We fail to run a family. Just a wife that you married and 3 children, you have confusion in the house. What about 14 million people? And this is the reason why Zambians should learn a lesson when it comes to elections. It's not just a question of eba umeaba. No. The Kwacha, when my friend Margaret Mwanakatwe was the Minister of Finance, was at 12-13. What did we say after she was fired? Oh no, the Kwacha now is going to improve because Margaret drinks too much. She left it at 12. It is now at 15. So what is the reason? That is how simplistic we are in analyzing problems in this country. Okay? And yet the truth of the matter is that we are sitting on an economy which is unproductive. If you look at all the areas of production of our economy, they are all under foreign control. The banking sector, the mining industry, agriculture. The part of agriculture today that is productive is all under expatriates or foreigners. They grow tobacco, they grow soya beans, they export these, to China or wherever, Okay? Barclays now has run away and sold the, the bank to the Amalgamated Bank of South Africa, ABSA. That in itself is an indicator that your economy has collapsed. Okay? So these are the issues we should be debating. And debating strongly.
So are we, as a country, busy debating
non-issues, of course. Non-issues, of course. Invariably, the issues that we are expending our energies on don't change the price of rice in China or the price of oil in Iraq. But that's what our society has come to be. Non-issues.
Now let's quickly look at Bill 10 before we can invite our callers. So, Justice Minister Given Lubinda is expected to present Bill 10 for second reading in Parliament. With the many lacunas in the Republican Constitution, do you think this is a worthy undertaking?
Yes.
Why do you say so?
Well, if you went back to the original statement that you made about the 14 days, does 14 days include the weekends, or does it exclude the weekends, and what? The number of issues that the Bill 10 is trying to address in terms of lacunas in the Constitution Amendment Act number 2 of 2016, which is the current constitution. Okay? And I would have hoped myself, Zach, that those of us, again, as Rainbow Party, we wrote when President Lungu assented to the bill. We wrote and said that this constitution you have put in place is obnoxious. It's a terrible piece of legislation.
So you feel vindicated?
Yes. And hence our participation in the national dialogue. Because we wanted to make sure that we are part of the process that will, to use Given Lubinda's term as a guitarist, that will finely tune the constitution. Okay? That's the purpose.
So the purpose is
if they shoot it down, the parliamentarians shoot it down, it's not Edgar who loses. Edgar loses nothing.
But they've been telling
at the
people
end of the day
that if they shoot it down, the Zambian people will gain. Are they being?
How are they going to gain?
Because many people
continue with the constitution, which has many lacunas, which has many potholes. Is that again? The answer is no.
But people feel it should be withdrawn because it does not represent the aspirations of Zambians. Do you share those sentiments?
That's a very debatable issue. Who are the Zambians? I've always asked this question. When you say, no, but you didn't consult the people, the question is, who are the people?
We are the people.
So, if everybody is consulted and Zach Chavula is not consulted, then the people of Zambia have not been consulted. Is that the argument? If out of 14 million people, 10 million have been consulted and 4 million have not been consulted, does that mean that the people of Zambia have not been consulted? So, who are the people?
It's the politicians who kept telling us, no, many Zambians have not been consulted.
Yeah, but I think you should
misleading the Zambians.
You should ask them the question. If you went to my home village here in Shibunji district, which is just 45 minutes or an hour's drive, ask them which political party or civil society organization has ever been there to talk to them about the Bill 10. They will tell you zero. Nobody has been here. So when you try to scream your lungs out and talk about the people, which people are you talking about? If you haven't consulted the people that are just an hour's drive from here. I think it is not fair to abuse the faith of the people. Okay? Representative democracy entails that a cross-section of society should represent the rest of society. That's what it is. That's what it means. We take parliament in the form in which it is today to be representative of the Zambian people. But look at the number of voters. How many number of voters did we have in 2016? I think something like 5 million.
Yes, 5 million. 5 million plus, isn't it?
5 million plus. And out of 5 million plus, how many people voted? Less than 3 million.
Less than 3 million. Yeah.
So do you say that that parliament is illegal? It doesn't represent the people. Under representative democracy, it does. That's what it means.
So here, does it mean the opposition have their own agenda, and of course the ruling party has its own agenda?
It's good.
That's why we can't agree.
It's good to have. Let me put it this way: there is no problem with having an agenda in politics. There's no problem. There's nothing wrong with having an agenda in politics, as long as your agenda is intended to serve the people. The problem with the Zambian politics is that sometimes we have personal agendas, nothing to do with the people. Nothing to do with the people. We have personal agendas. We have people financing me to become president to serve their interest, not to serve the interest of the Zambian people. So I'm busy collecting money from people outside the country. That's why you see in the United States, it's illegal for a politician to be financed by a foreign entity or a foreign individual. Because then they know that your allegiance will not be to the American people, it will be to your financier. But here there is no problem. You can actually mortgage this country to somebody outside the country. And there's no problem. And you become president at the beck and call of that person who financed you, to the complete exclusion of the Zambian people. And yet when you speak, you want to speak in the name of the Zambian people, when you know deep down in your heart of hearts that you are speaking in the interest of those multinationals that are financing you. That is a problem.
Now, the anti-corruption is investigating Health Minister Chitalu Chilufya for suspected corruption. Is the PF serious when it comes to the fight against corruption?
Not only Chitalu Chilufya, even Vincent Mwale. There are two people that have been mentioned now. And that has been reported on ZNBC. So I take it as true. Because ZNBC is very timid in the reporting. So when you hear them saying a news item that Vincent Mwale is being investigated or Chitalu Chilufya is being investigated, then you know that is gospel truth. You can't even doubt it.
So is it okay for them to be saving while being investigated?
Morally, no. If I were president, I would fire both of them. And that's what KK used to do. Even if they are my best friends, I would fire both of them. I would fire both of them. That's what I would do.
This is the hot seat. Let's invite the listeners to be part of this discussion. The hotline 0974-870-877. Feel free to call us. This is your program.
You're listening to the Hot Seat on Hot FM 87.7. It's time for you to call now and get involved. Call now and get involved.
You through to the hot seat. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Who's calling us?
My name is Patrick Malanji.
Please go ahead, sir.
Oh?
Patrick
Good
Malanji.
morning, Uncle Winter Kalinji.
Good morning, sir.
To be honest with you, Uncle Zach, I want to salute that man, Mr. Winter, for telling us, the Zambian, the truth, and for his time that is given to the Zambian to come on that radio station. I just want to salute that man to start with. And the second thing I just want to mention here is that from my own observation with the small years I've lived on this state, I think PF and UPND, they don't know the word love, what it means. They really brought a lot of division in this country. We should not be able to run away from the truth. PF and UPND, they are the people that have brought the confusion that the Zambian people are passing through. There are so many reasons I would want to mention in this one. I think it's because of the time. I would not be able to manage, and I won't allow it. So all I would just want to conclude is that for me, if there's any maybe party that the Zambian people would just pray for and be able to vote in 2021, I think that is just we just need to do. Otherwise, if PF was going to bounce back, I think that even speak as a prophet, Zambian will be able to suffer more than what we are suffering today. Zambian will be able to suffer more if PF was going to bounce back in 2021. Otherwise, there are the people that have brought all this confusion, all these things that Uncle Winter has pointed that it's just the PF. Because if you look at what Uncle John has also brought in about this, the term, it's very straightforward from the way Uncle Winter has put it. Very simple. I think we've got lawyers in this country who also don't explain to us the Zambian people in a small layman language. Uncle Winter has put it very straightforward, where I'm even able to understand it. A term and someone who is coming like a vice president to take over presidency, when you serve less than 3 years, that is how you are going to be told to say you didn't serve a term. But if you've been voted twice, it's very straightforward. You don't even need to be going to the yard or something. If you've been voted twice, you don't need to start. You've served the 2 terms. You were voted. I think I'll end there.
Thank you so much.
My big man, Mr. Winter, for
thank you, Patrick,
and be able to tell the truth.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
This is the hot seat, the hotline 0974-870-877. Right here on Hot, number 1 for news and entertainment. If you've got any questions, feel free to be part of this discussion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Emmanuel calling from...
Emmanuel who? Landenish Nadimbi.
Emmanuel Njamba.
Go ahead, Mr. Njamba.
Good morning, sir. Sauda.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yes. Uncle Winter.
Yes, please.
Well speaking. Yeah. If you were Zambian, like you, we youth. Which is good. Because you were there, you were not favoring anyone. No. You were there speaking for us, Zambia. The other question, Mr. Winter, is your party. Because mostly my youth, as to me, but I don't know how we can join it. Because if you see things that now, even where I'm working from, it's very difficult for my youth to understand because of this UPND and the PF. If you talk to UPND supporter, talk to a PF supporter. Hello?
Hello, please make your point. We give chance to other people to call as well. Just, all right. Thank you. I think you can respond to the two, Patrick and Emmanuel.
Well, let me start with the Emmanuel Njamba. Emmanuel, if you want to join the Rainbow Party, please call the number 0966 87 3251. 87 3251. Somebody will answer you and then will tell you how to join the party. Thank you very much for showing interest. My nephew Patrick Malanji, I think he's just saying what most of the citizens are saying today. Okay, I think he's representing the general public. That if we are going to have or to run politics of agendas, then the country is in trouble. So I hope, as listeners, you are listening to me, speaking on behalf of the Rainbow Party. and also as a citizen of this country, that we can do better than the situation that is obtaining now. And that even in terms of the future, look out and listen to the correct message. It's very easy to say PF has failed. It's very easy. But that does not mean that you yourself shall succeed. Logically, it's wrong. You can't say that because PF has failed, therefore I shall succeed. You have to tell the people of Zambia how you are going to succeed against the failures of PF. And for us as Rainbow Party, we tell you our manifesto that the problem with our economy, the problem why PF is failing, is because it has continued to run a system which excludes the majority of you Zambians to become primary actors in the economic activities of this country. That is the problem. For as long as Zambians are excluded from catalyzing this economy, from working so that you can generate wealth, this situation will continue to get worse and worse. For as long as you allow some political parties to be financed by foreign multinationals to come and take over some sectors of this economy, then you have a problem. That is what I'm saying to you. So listen to the messages, and then we can construct a better society for ourselves. Thank you.
We're still taking your calls. 0974-870-877. Thank you for coming through. Hello, good morning.
We have just arrived at Intercity Terminals, my good moderator.
Landeni, let's move on.
He's always arriving.
Always arriving.
My president, you know that you automatically qualify for that number. Question yandi, president.
Atishaniwe.
Ba constitution quoting abarulinga. Ero ba lawyer bambo kurandala ndafye. Ushe takwa boku batwala poku koti. Ukwebati bali abantu baye basuke omulandu we question pantu ni ngufana balanda ti state council. President Kabimba state council fye ba Mr. introduce. Ero imbi namulanda bwino sana. Ba speaker bantu fye. Olowenga wa judge nga bapango omulandu kile twaberera. Nsheshe kupashukwe batu wafuma kwisi. Unafuma kuma opposition political party yambya shile fo kwerera. Bantu imwe naba president Edgar Chagwalungu muri bantu abasuma sana. Nsheshibe I think imwe murakumana obushikuri mbi mwala wala ninyimeto baba Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu ba president. Bantu
twala ku court iwe. I'll take you to court.
Ma president imwe mulelanda bwino sana. Pate yenu imwe gachakwe batu muntu afotere PF chama bika vote pa Labour Party. Bantu imwe mulando kukula. Ero mukupwirikisha ine ndemi papa tiro kwe bati mwiposa nensta. Walele ni mu PF turemi fana balani mmechi imwe. Na totela mkwa.
Yeah. 0974-870-877. This is the Hot Seat. Feel free to be part of the discussion. Call us right now. 0974-870-877. This is the Hot Seat on Hot FM. Thank you for joining us on the Hot Seat. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Mr. Ntele.
Mr. Ntele.
Tele.
Yeah.
You've got a first name. It's us to call you Mr. My name is Zach Chavula. It's people who can call me Mr. Zach Chavula. So just tell us your name, not Mr. Shanawe.
Tentele Daka.
Yes, Tentele Daka.
Adaka.
Yes. So Mr. Tentele Daka, welcome to the program.
When you just call Mr. Ntele, people will know that this is Mr. Ntele from Chibalamba area.
Okay, Mr. Daka, please go ahead.
So, now, Mr. Winter Kabimba.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you the truth. I used to hate you. But the way you are speaking, I've really loved you. You know, the time you are PF, People are saying Winter Kavimba, even even for the time we are being fed, people they celebrate it. But see now we are talking the truth. We have gone under difficulties. We are going under difficulties. Now my question is this: the way you are talking about Zicta have contributed over the fuck up which are coming up. I'm just from Eastern Province. My man, I've just arrived in 02. What we need, we don't need talking. We need development. These people, if they can just go in the rural areas, where are we standing? Are we going to have a good harvest? They're supposed to tackle some of these things. They're just in office. So what I'm saying, Joe, just go in the background, what they're saying, like U10. People, they don't know about this. Now, if it's Tunisia like you, how can you tackle this problem? Are we supposed to go like a campaign to tell the people, no, can you do this and you do this? Now, assuming if it means to come to power like today, what are you going to do like in Zambia? Already, our friend, those in High Commission are saying they haven't been paid for about a month. We are talking of these nurses, they haven't been paid. What is the real problem? Where are we standing? We have got a lot of things. There was the issue of copper and copper belt about the KCM. We don't know that's good natural death. Where are we heading now? About butane is a problem, Winter. Now, if it means to come to power today, how are we going to solve some of these problems? There's this issue of gassing. They have arrested the suspect. We don't know the background. We are going under difficulties. The security towards people, they don't sleep in rural areas. They're just moving up and down for the security. What can you advise these policemen? Which way forward? Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daka. Mr. Kavimba, waiting for you to respond to
look,
the last two callers.
The only person who has asked a question,
is Mr. Daka.
Yeah, the Ntumba Chosha who has just arrived from wherever he has arrived from. He's just campaigning for PF, so I will not respond to him. But Daka, you are a copper producing country, but you don't own the copper. The copper is in your country, but you don't own it. The copper that is produced in your country, sindi mwameni mfaka mutengo. Apereka ku London Metal Exchange, ngati munaimverako. Ku London kulika bungwe kamene wakambati London Metal Exchange. Ndiyo kamene watenga copper hii, kamene wenda kugulisira kuja kamene ndiyo kamene wafaka mutengo. Munaonako imwe shua malonda okamba kuti mwalima milisi imwe olobinzi ine nifuna kugula ine ogula ine ndina mene nzafaka mutengo. Ndiye vuto amene tili nayo hiyo Adaka. Okay? Whether you hate me or you like me, that is the truth. So, what is going to change this country is to have a government that makes sure that the people that are mining our copper and other minerals are accountable. I'm totally against this new phenomena of corporate social responsibility, where foreign investors actually decide what they should do. So they will tell you, if it is a mining company, we have built a 1x2 classroom block. So we are very benevolent. We are very kind people to the Zambians or to the people in this community. And they can even have the what is the word in English? They can even invite your minister or the Minister of Education, just as an example, to go and officially be handed over a 1x2 classroom block, and it becomes the news on ZNBC. You can't run a country like that. Because 1x2 classroom block can be built even by the community around there if the community is properly mobilized. And 1x2 classroom block does not cost more than $2,000 at the most. But we are told this is a very big favor that this company is doing to you. They build a small structure almost the size of a toilet or a pit latrine, and they call that a clinic. And the Minister of Health goes to officiate at the handover of that so-called clinic. So it is up to you as voters. You can choose to continue with the PF. You can choose to even be worse than you are under PF, even if you got rid of PF, if you don't get a proper leadership in place. And for me, I'm telling you from experience at my age, we got rid of Kaunda and we got worse after Kaunda. We never got better. And the old chap now, at 95, pushing 96, has lost nothing. KK has lost nothing. It's this country that has lost everything. We have lost over 25 years, coming to close to 30 years now of development, because of not picking on the right people to lead this country. So, Adaka, now that you are a convert like Paul on the road to Damascus, thank you very much. I hope you've got my message. And you can take it back to Eastern Province.
Let's take in this call, then we can conclude. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Igati Luchi.
This is Hot FM.
Yeah.
Luchi.
Oh, sorry.
This is Hot FM.
Hot FM. Yeah.
Wrong channel, my brother.
Yeah, no, I'm on the right channel.
Okay.
On the line.
Guy mweshi na nimo baba nani na nimo baba governor.
Nebo Elvis Musonda.
Ba Musonda. So say ni chalo chile umfamu kwa.
Elvis.
Yes, boss.
Ulishani mana?
Ndifebu in a long time.
Long time. Muli na governor.
Na fuma muko bapokerera nekiona kya tuteka tuna.
Munde teleko tuteyo. Tekuti mumule lyafyo babili na governor.
Tifipite kumbali huko mipita ba secretary general yona tumejikira kafuru kutumupeti.
Okay, mwana.
Thank you. I want to talk about what you have talked about, the issue of conceding defeat. This has led this country to be where it is because of the selfishness of the losing UPND. It has failed to accept the defeat. What is bringing in this country is divisiveness. It wants to divide this country. As you have said in America, Bloomberg have lost the primaries, but he's supporting Joe Biden. That is the spirit of democracy. What we are hearing today is the UPND picking on the issue of the speaker. You have said it in the winter, you have got a good heart. A human is there to err. Mama TV can err. Does it mean that whenever a person errs in a situation, today the UPND is championing to impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly. We have forgotten about talking about how they will revive this economy, as they have said that it has gone down. The PF has done a lot of things, yes, according to development. They have developed this country to the level where it was not. But there are some things which they haven't done. They cannot do everything at once. Even those governments which are coming, as you have said about winter, Bwarando kweba chama pate yambi, yala sendo lupia kufialo fundi. This is the desperation we are having from these political parties who have lost 20 times because they have amassed wealth and taken money from Fiano Findi Kwebati, Ngatuawina to Kamiwese Shendarama. This is an unprecedented winter. You are a good man, as so many people have said, you talk issues, you give advice where it is due. No kukondema mula kondema ngafiabi. Noti abambi abakweba tiepo wache la pamenso pa batia pa fimba. Ngabamona fyo wa PF apita nishibwafya. He has failed. If them who have failed, in fact, bambi bashikisha nemikoti muno.
Puisheni na bambi balande kumkwai.
Ababambi abarepanga sana ekyongo bawinta. Bantu twapere po business muno mukyalo kweba kituchikire niko privatize ifintu.
Puisheni mukwai tupele ko chance bambi.
Mukupwereshisha badi kendara ma pocket baya bikada ku fyaro film. Lero barefo kuishaza president. Ine PF kuti naivotera lero vawinta vakafuba namba 2 mu 2026 vawinta tulemivotera
twatotera mkwai
achita windo mwana ninkwata campaign manager kanje mu 2020.
So as we come into the issue, as we come into the close of this interview, I would like you to touch briefly on the issue of tribalism. It keeps rearing its ugly head from time and time again. Look what happened in Chilubi. So I'd like you to just touch on tribalism as well as you respond to the last caller.
Zach, a human being is not good or bad on account of their tribe. Okay? These are attitude issues. And we must learn or pick a leaf from what Dr. Kaunda did. One of the major successes of KK was actually the unity that he brought about in this country across the diversity of the 73 tribes. I remember myself when I was at secondary school, the governor in Mumbwa was Billy Chanda, a Bemba. But I never heard anybody in the village saying that why has Kaunda brought us a Bemba governor. One of my uncles was governor in Mukushi, and he had a very good tour of duty there. I disagreed with the late President Sata. If he can hear me at Embassy Square where he's lying in peace, I told him, sir, this practice which you want to develop, that a district commissioner can only come from the area where they can only serve in an area where they hail from. We are promoting tribalism. Okay? There's no need, Zax, why a district commissioner from Pika must be Bemba and he must come from that area. He must hail from that area. There is no need why a district commissioner for Kazungula must hail from that area. You are actually promoting tribalism through those appointments. And I raised this issue with Mr. Sata.
What was his response?
He went quiet. I can tell you. He went quiet. And he went quiet because he knew that I was right. Okay? So ethnicity is good. There's nothing wrong by anybody identifying themselves with their ethnic grouping. Nothing wrong at all. However, what is wrong is to try to promote ethnic hegemony, ethnic superiority, that you think that your tribe is superior to another tribe or to other tribes. That is what is wrong. Because my tribe gives me my identity in terms of my cultural heritage, in terms of my customs, in terms of my traditions. That's what shapes my character and my personality. So there's nothing wrong with belonging to a tribe. There is nothing wrong with my pronouncing myself as belonging to tribe X or ethnic grouping X. But immediately you start saying that my tribe is superior to this other tribe, then you are in the wrong lane. And that is where tribalism becomes bad.
How do you think we can fight tribalism?
When you have a government, where other people do not see themselves in that government, then you have a problem. When you have a group of civil servants, for example, at PS level, and it is dominated by one tribe, then you are creating a problem.
So you have, as a leader, you have to be deliberate about some of these things.
You have to be deliberate about these things, and that's what KK did. When Anderson Mazoka, the late, was removed as or he left as Zambia Railways general manager, he appointed Basil Monze, who was also from Southern Province. Okay? So that the Tongas, the Lozis, the Luvales, the Lundas, and everybody could see themselves in the mirror of this government, that they belong to this government. Exclusion in governance always leads to problems. Dominance always leads to problems. And the people is psychological. If you want to dominate me, Zaxi, I'll resist it as a human being. So if you think that you can construct a society where one ethnic grouping would dominate, the rest will rise. Consciously or unconsciously. That is why tribalism is a vice.